quickly through this. I beg you to really get into it. The first one is you get a title, you get a position. So what do you do besides the Aussie?
I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse. Okay. So did they come to you and say, oh, you're a great nurse. Now you're the boss of these 5 nurses over here. And that's what you get, title. So people will follow you because they have to, because of the org chart. Because somebody said that's your boss. The next one is there's permission and relationships. People follow you because they want to. And here's what I say about this today. Back in the 70s, the 401k was invented by the government. Hi, thank you, welcome. Corporations used to take care of you for life. IBM's, Dow Corning, Publix still does it today. But now with the 401k, your retirement plan is self-funded. And I'm like, hey, calm down. We'll figure it out. What's the problem? Let's get some solutions. Let's get some alternatives. What do you want to do? And get their buy-in. So you have to figure it out. If you're waiting for someone else to provide directions, then you're not a leader. You're a follower. The next thing is the concept of help. It's any action that assists in the attainment of a goal or a destination. What do leaders do? They provide help to the group members to attain that goal or destination. But here's the most important part. A leader asks for help. Be humble. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I didn't figure out everything. I figured it out as I went. And I asked people for help. What Apple does is they hire people smarter than them. So they tell management what to do, not the other way around. Hang around with smart people. Here's the follow-on. A leader should always work to establish and maintain a good attitude and high morale. If there's toxicity in the corporation, you're not going to get good results. When all goes wrong, when you're discouraged, when you're overwhelmed, and when you're faced with adversity, when your back is against the wall and all seems lost, you must decide whether you will survive or whether you will succumb. Choose to survive. It will get tough out there. It will get stressful. There'll be tough days, but you'll get through it. Here's the next thing I speak about. You guys can help me along here. Is an experienced and trusted advisor. A guide, a guru, a counselor, a consultant. What I do now. Let me tell you about guide. I did a trip to Russia with my father and my brother and my cousin for the World Cup Games 2018. So you can call a travel agent, hey, I need a ticket to Russia and a hotel. Okay, here it is, give me the money. That's it, done. That's what the travel agent does. The tour guide, he said, Gino, you're going to Russia? Oh, I know exactly where you'd stay. Listen, don't go on that airline, go on this airline. And when you get there, stay at this hotel, not that one. And restaurants, go to these restaurants, not those. Oh, in that neighborhood, stay out of that neighborhood. And he brings you along. He's your guide. And that's what a mentor does. Why should you have a mentor? Because one good mentor could be more informative than a college degree. I'm not telling you not to go to college, but it could be more informative. And it could be more valuable than a decade's worth of income. Case in point, I've been in Toastmasters for 8 years. I had a young lady come to me after I reached Distinguished Toastmaster, highest education level available. And she said, Gino, I'm graduating from master's degree in, I forget what it is, she's an actuary, and she's forming a company. I gotta get this DTM thing behind me. Can you help me? I said, okay. Remember, it took me 39 months. I gave her the playbook, I guided her, I helped her along, and guess what? She did it in 29 months. And it's in my book that I've helped 6 other Toastmasters become Distinguished Toastmasters. Because that's what I do now. I changed the acronym to mean Distinguished, not Distinguished Toastmaster, it means devoted to mentoring. And that's what I do now. This is my role. I found my calling. Now, everybody has a duty to mentor. So first, you get mentored. And then once you have learned enough skills and become a good manager, a good leader, then you can help others and mentor others. So we have it, what John Maxwell says, we have a duty to mentor. So true success comes only when every generation continues to develop the next. And I of the opinion that right now we have this generational change going on. And what's happening is us baby boomers, we are retiring in droves. And then you have Generation X. And then you have Gen Y, my favorite, the millennials. I love you, millennials. Don't take it wrong. But we're missing this giant opportunity where all this knowledge and experience that I have, I need to pass it on. Where are the millennials? I had a lady tell a story that her daughter-in-law or her daughter had a baby. And she was trying to figure out how to nurse the baby. You can hold it like this, you can hold it like that. She didn't ask her mom or her mother-in-law for help. You know what she did? She Googled it. She YouTubed it. You gotta ask your mentor. It's a shortcut. This is the difference. You're not gonna know where to go. You won't feel comfortable. You won't get into your space. So be on time. Be the first one there. That way you can see people coming in. Next one is attitude is everything. You gotta have a positive attitude. You can't be an old country song. Hey, how you doing, Josh? Oh, my truck is broken. My dog got shot. You gotta be positive. You gotta have a good attitude. Okay. The third one is do talk to strangers. I gave you permission before we started. A lot of people, they get into a clique, right? Oh, there's all my buddies from work. Let me go hang out over there and hide over here. No. The whole purpose of networking is to meet other people. Now, in networking, don't be a hunter. Like, let's say we're going to go hunt elk. You have to get a special rifle with a special bullet. You have to get out in the tundra. And you have to wear all this gear. And you have to find that herd of elk and find one and take down that elk. I say it's more like farming, where you plant seeds and you meet people. To a networking event, take 5 cards and don't distribute them until someone asks you for your card. Be a card collector. Be a collector. Do talk to strangers. Next is do be present. Don't be on your phone. Don't be having a conversation with someone else. Make eye contact, be with that person. And I already said this, be authentic to yourself. Here's the last one, doing this my whole life. But there's a theory behind it. And here it is. Emotional intelligence has to do with perceiving emotions, understanding emotions, managing emotions, using emotions in yourself and in others. I'm sure your kids, whoever has kids, they know when you're mad. They know when not to come talk to mom and dad when they're upset. They have high emotional intelligence. So here it is. Emotional intelligence is an individual's ability to understand and use emotions in themselves and others. Why should we care about developing your emotional intelligence skills? Because being able to understand your emotion is fundamental to understanding what it is that will make you more high functioning and lead you to flourish. You're not working with robots. You have to understand people's emotions and use them, not in a bad way. Know when to speak to somebody. Know when they're angry. Know when they're upset. And this is a great article on emotional intelligence. I've left my card over there so that you can request it from me or on LinkedIn, and I'll send you this PowerPoint as a PDF. Here are the basic emotions you might feel in your life. Anger. How many of you guys feel this? Anger all the time, especially when you're driving. Yeah. Be careful because your car is a weapon. Disgust is the other one. Fear, happiness. I like to be happy most of the time. Sadness, the opposite. Contempt, and surprise. Now, surprisingly, they say that women like surprises and that men don't. But that's only at work, because I like surprise parties. I like to be surprised with a gift or something. But owners don't. We worked in the construction business. You can't surprise your owner. You have to keep them in the loop so that they can make decisions. If you don't give them the ability to have alternatives or make a decision, they feel like they're painted into a corner and they become like a rabid dog. You can't take them. Here's the next. So, my 40 plus years in corporate America, a bunch of years teaching, a bunch of years in Toastmasters, a bunch of years public speaking. So ask me anything. Be nosy. Anybody have a question, comment, concern?
What airports did you do?
Miami International, I had the pleasure of working with this gentleman there, and I did one project at Fort Lauderdale. And I saw some going up in Dallas. Dímelo, Alejandro.
Gina, can you expand how you would genuinely win a connection to a mentor in which you are in completely different places in your life? I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say that you're a college student and you're trying to be the mentee of a top guy, let's say, in entrepreneurship or something like that. How you, from your experience on being a mentee and a mentor for many years, how do you think that you genuinely create that bond with that individual that is on a high rank that probably doesn't see value on being your mentor? How do you genuinely create that bond with that individual?
Perfect question. First, remember that it's long term. It's not going to happen overnight. So you're developing a relationship. You're developing trust. And then you said a very important thing about value. They have to see what value you bring. And here's the value as far as the younger generation and what I see. Us older guys, even though I'm an engineer and I've been around computers a lot, so I don't have a phobia of technology, but you guys know technology better than I do. So I respect that. So that's something you could teach him. Maybe he doesn't know as much, and you're a computer science guy now, right? So you could teach that person, you could bring value, and they have to see that value. You don't have to push it in their face or tell it to them. They have to see it for themselves. But I would build a relationship. Ask him for one day to have a cup of coffee with you and figure out where he's from and genuinely get to know him. Does that help?
No, totally.
Cool. Mm-hmm.